you remember earlier this morning I was talking about how the Bible is the instruction book for life?
Yes.
You know, how the Bible has all the answers, you know, about the guy on the plane, you know. During the break I was remembering when, because it applies to this topic as well, when my son was little, I really enjoyed buying the toys for him that I'd always wanted when I was a kid. I mean, that's what you do when you're a parent, you know, it's like. So I remember I bought him this thing for Christmas, and it had a bunch of pieces need to be put together, and so as soon as he opens it, his eyes light up, and I could tell he's interested in it. But I immediately get down on the floor like, here, let me help you, you know. So I'm pulling out the pieces, you know, and I start putting all this together, and then I'm kind of into it, and he kind of started just sitting back, just kind of watching me, like I'm just like, hey, you know, he's just sitting there, and then all of a sudden he said, "Dad, it doesn't look like the box." And I looked over at the box and the picture on the box and and he was right. It's like, how I'm putting this together doesn't look like the picture on the box. And so then it's like, oh, okay, well, where's the instructions? There's a lot of things in life where it'd be really smart to read the instructions first. And then, so that it can look like what's on the box, instead of something else that isn't what is meant to be. And this certainly applies to this. So we're going to talk about the biblical view of sex today. And you have these notes, the Bible on sex. So just some quick introductory thoughts. The world thinks that Christians are opposed to sex. And it's not really true. I mean, our dad in heaven invented it. So it's not something we're down on or we're opposed to. We just want people to stop exploiting each other. We want people to stop hurting each other, taking advantage of each other, ripping each other off, using each other as just kind of an object of self-gratification, and then leave the emotional damage later. I mean, yeah, we're opposed to the abuse of this, but we're not opposed to sex. And a lot of times in church, it's like a word we don't say. Like from the pulpit on Sunday, you don't want to hear the word sex. You know, it's like, are we supposed to say that in church? You know, well, hey, God invented it, so I'm going to say the word sex, 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 sex. There, I said it in, you know, here in a Bible class. You know, it's like, sorry, I hope that. In other words, no, if you're into the Bible, you can't be opposed to sex, because the Bible's opposed to abusing it and misusing it, but the Bible's not opposed to sex. There's a lot of positive things the Bible says about it. Secondly, the biblical perspective on sex is actually better than the world's, because if you follow what the instructions in the Bible that, you know, come with being human, if you follow what the Bible says, it will be an amazingly special thing for you. It'll be something that so builds you up rather than tears you down. It'll be something that'll leave you with these wonderful memories that are always happy versus all of these regrets and doubts and fears that leave you weird and are bitter. Or, you know, it's like the Bible perspective is so much better. Next, if we think about sexuality the way God does, we can avoid all the pain. So you don't have to live with all the pain and all the fear and all the regrets and all the self-doubt and all the wondering if, you know, etc. You can just live without all that if we'll get our minds in sync with how God thinks about this. And 4, Satan tries to misconstrue how we view sexuality. He comes to kill, steal, and destroy. If he can rob you of your purity, he'll do everything he can to do it. If he can hurt you in some way, damage your soul's ability to bond properly, he'll do that. If he can get you to take advantage of somebody else or make you a victim of someone else, he will totally do that. But Jesus came to bring life and life more abundant. He comes to heal, he comes to restore. And number 5, God's heart is always to heal and restore.